basically the night of June 9th, 1912, the town had a church service. Got over about 10 p.m. The Moores came home with Ina and Lena still injured, who were 8 and 11, just friends of the family. The next day is when Mary Peckham here got up at 4 in the morning, started doing her laundry. 5, 6 o'clock came, she thought, kind of odd they're not up yet. 7 o'clock she tried tapping on the windows. 8 o'clock she thought, something's wrong, this isn't right. So she got a relative down. He used his key, got in the house, went into where the bottom window there is. That's where he found Ina and Lena. No clue who they were. He didn't go upstairs. He ran out. They got the cops and the physician and the minister. They went upstairs and found the Moore family. So there's 8 total. Every mirror in the house was covered. The axe was left in the house. There was food at the table where he'd ate sometime throughout the night. It's all kinds of weird stuff. About 9 o'clock, the mother to Ina and Lena phoned the operator and said, house to see where my kids are. That's where she found out what happened. Within 20-30 minutes, he had over 200 pounds of people out front. They just bum rushed the house. They started pushing each other off the porch. They tried going through windows. Why? No idea. They wiped up the entire scene, moved stuff, stole objects. There was a mob. The detective they hired to come up from Kansas City, when he arrived, he was so drunk when he got off the train they had to sober him up at the motel first. So you got 2 days before anyone who knows what they're doing gets here. By that time, all you had is townspeople's testimonies, and they questioned people for over 5 years. The lady across the street goes, I heard Sarah scream, please God, no, throughout the night. Oh, really? What time? I didn't. I just made that up. Stuff like that. Another guy said, well, I seen so-and-so pick up the axe from that red shed and go, yeah, this will work. Oh, great. We testify to this? Nah, I didn't see that. And on and on and on. After 5 years, a minister named Reverend Kelly confesses to the whole thing. And this minister was just nuts completely. He thought you had to commit sins in the Bible to get inspiration for sermons, and he was just out there. His confession was he went for a walk, ended up across the street and saw a shadow man walk between the houses, and led him to the axe where that shed is, led him in the back door and said, let there be light, and he could see in the dark. And walked up the steps, thought he was climbing Jacob's ladder to heaven, and the shadow took him into the kids' room and said, suffer the children unto me. He goes, I started killing. As soon as he signed this, he goes, I'm joking, I didn't do it. I don't know why I said that. Maybe I did do it. Maybe you did it. And he's acquitted of all charges. So 100 years later, no clue. Some think he was in the attic, some think he was in the barn, some think there were 2. We'll never know. But afterwards, they offered free rent for 6 months for whoever would stay here. And they went through owner after owner after owner, all from 1918 on up, saying weird things happened. There was a family that lived here 20 years, and they said nothing happened, and they're the only ones that said nothing ever happened. But now it's kind of leaking out through older women that live over there. I used to babysit for them. I can tell you absolutely stuff happened. Last week I had a tour that used to live across the street. She goes, I remember as a kid the guy ran out of the house naked, screaming because he was in the shower and something weird. She goes, I'll never forget that. So, it's hard to tell. When I started, there's like a dollar tour and nobody. I'd sit here for weeks with nothing. People wouldn't even drive by. Then came Travel Channel, and they did the top 10 most terrifying places in America, put this number 1, and people just instantly. Then comes Paranormal State, Ghost Adventures, Ghost Lab, A&E, Bio, Sci-Fi, Travel Channel, Discovery, Women's Television, Court TV, just you name it. Ghost Adventures is wanting to do a part 2.
Yes.
Yeah. and that's definitely my favorite show, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We watched that episode, the first episode, last week. It was,
Oh, really? Yeah, they
she
keep
watched it.
running
I was like, I've been there, honey. She's like, I don't know.
When I was nervous because I thought, man, if Zach's a jerk, it's going to ruin the whole show for me.
Yeah.
And when they were filming, Darwin insisted we're still doing day tours. I was like, what? How are you going to do that while they're filming B-roll? He goes, well, we'll just wait for them to set up another shot, run people through real quick, because this is going to be a nightmare. So I'm in there, and the producer's like, who are these people? And Darwin wants to do day tours. Take it up with him, not me. Oh, Zach's not going to stand for this. Here we go. So they pull up right out front. They get out. She says, I'm sorry, Zach. I'll deal with this. Like, what? If it wasn't for these people, we wouldn't have a show, so you shut down. He goes, well, why don't you go uptown and get popping candy for everyone? Man, that made her mad. And they shut down production for about 5 hours, signed every autograph, took every picture.
That's cool.
That is
Right
cool.
before the lockdown, Zach and I were on the swing, and he goes, you know, I feel so humble I can do what I love with my best friends, and people actually care about it. He goes, I can't believe my life. And then they called him to do the shot where he's walking out of the cellar, and he just snaps into Zach mode.
Yeah.
But I gave him and Aaron a doll out of the house. I was like, take this, you know, it's kind of creepy. And he goes, well, I got to give you something. I was like, no. He goes, well, that's how I work. That's how I do it. I was like, okay. So he takes me out, and the inside of the barn's just packed full of all their gear. I mean, tons and tons of stuff. He opens up a case and hands me one of those static night vision cameras.
Oh, cool.
He's like, here you go.
Nice.
It's like, no. He goes, oh, that still has dust from Pervania Island where the ancient Ramsey. And I was like, no way, man. He's like, no, take it. Okay.
Yeah.
Take that sucker home.
I would've.
But, you know, who does?
You got a heck of a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
a $2
Old
doll
doll,
that
yeah.
somebody left for a $1,000 camera.
That's
Yeah.
sweet, though.
But they're super cool guys. Zach's super nice. Aaron was cutting jokes the whole time. And it's funny, they would just, okay, lunchtime, walk down to the diner, and like nothing.
How long were they here?
The whole thing was about 4 days. The first 2 days, the B-roll crew will come in, and they just get shots of the town and
Right,
the house.
yep.
And they fly out right when Zach, Nick, and Aaron fly in, and it's just those three that conduct all the interviews. They're locked in. All the rest of the crew is off to the next shoot.
That's why I like their crew, because
Yeah.
their crew
It's
is the
just
camera
them,
crew.
yeah.
It's just them three.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was just those three doing the interviews. When I locked them in, I let them out to do the Roy Marshall I Killed 6 Kids EVP
Yeah.
bit,
Mm-hmm.
and I just put the lock like this through the thing. I didn't latch it because was that not latched? I go, he's like, no, latch it next time. Nobody's gonna know. You know? But he was like that serious about it.
That's good.
I go, how do you guys go to the bathroom when you're locked all night like
Exactly.
this? Aaron's like Gatorade bottles.
Oh, yeah. Don't drink the lemonade.
Yeah, that's what I was like, oh boy. But, and we've had a ton of other, like, the Slipknot guys came down
Oh, cool.
a few months ago and did an overnight. You know, that was kind of neat.
I bet, yeah.
Showed up and there's this BMW SUV sitting out there. It's like, man, that guy's got money.
Mm-hmm.
And this girl walks out in Versace head to toe. It's like,
Mm.
you're not from Iowa.
Yeah, you're not from around here, are you?
Yeah, and then Mick Thompson walks out, and I was like, I know that guy, and seen 7 tattoos. Like, oh man,
That's cool.
he's trying hard not to act like a super fan.
Struck. Yeah, starstruck. It'd be hard not to.
So
Yeah, that would be hard
That
not
is
to.
cool.
I go, you guys from around here? West Des Moines.
Oh, there you go.
I go, he
Yeah,
goes,
it's
well, we're
not
down
really-
mostly getting pictures for to show behind the stage during our shows. And like, oh really? Christy goes, you in the band? Knew who they were. Like, yeah, Huey Lewis and the News. You ever heard of us? Nice.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, throughout the house, each room has picture frames on doors and walls and dressers, so you can kind of see who is where. Roam around, have fun. If you have any questions, just holler.
All right.
It's just right up through the ramp there.